Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. Right, so the update is here and Diablo is set to become the latest mean, lean poison machine in Malcolms of Champions. And they delayed, however it is here. So this video is going to be taking a look at Diablo's damage. His damage pre-buff and post-buff with and without synergy aims active. For all of the videos, I'm using exactly the same mastery setup. It's kind of like my standard Liquid Courage double edge build. And obviously, what got changed to Diablo is far beyond the damage numbers themselves. What got changed to Diablo is his viability, basically entire kit of him. So, if Diablo does not blow us out of the water damage-wise, that is not the biggest deal either. Because Diablo's damage, to be honest, was never bad. And that's going to be evident in some of these videos. The problem with Diablo was that the biggest problem was that he just randomly stopped working. The whole persistent charge mechanic has been one of the biggest failures of any champion design ever in the history of Conquest of Champions, and that is to say something. Because he was like the only champion in the game that would just stop working. And the second problem you could argue is that his potion mechanic was somewhat annoying and complicated, even though in the recent month and years we have gotten plenty of complicated champions, so Diablo does not stand out any longer. But when it came out, that entire idea of having to drop medium, light, and medium combos and having to be on your toes which potions you're brewing, and then memorizing what each and every single one of them does, and it just wasn't something that was hugely popular ever. Right. The problem in this fight actually here is showcased very well with Diablo. As we're gonna see, halfway down in the fight, but I have used majority of the quote-unquote the more decent potions. Towards the end of the fight, I'm kind of like resorting in throwing heavy attacks and converting my potions into poison, because that's the heal one. And we can see that with 100 hits, even before that, we can see that here, 90 hits to take down Winter Soldier to 60%, but then I kind of ran out of potions, and the last 20% especially is going to take a ton of hits, because there are hardly any potions remaining for Diablo, and I'm not playing him perfectly, fair enough, but without synergies, pre-buff, Diablo took 165 hits. So 165 is a number that we need to keep in mind. Now we're going to take a look at Diablo pre-buff with synergies, and I actually used fairly kind of like straightforward synergy team, because all of the synergies Diablo had pretty much were letting him to gain the potions, but they didn't do anything beyond that point, except Dragonman. Dragonman was the only synergy that actually mattered and changed the way Diablo is played, because it let him be a lot more aggressive, because it brews the potions as soon as they are ready. Sorry, it consumes the potions as soon as they are brewed, and there's a 50% chance that they will respawn, so to speak, that they will refresh themselves immediately. So that lets Diablo be a lot quicker, a lot faster, and that will also obviously help to Diablo to deal a lot more damage, because you are able to have like 2 or at times 3 potions active at any given moment, depending how the fight is going. Right, I'm not going to force you to sit through this entire fight, but the base idea is that, yeah, with Dragonman synergy alone, that is quite a huge help. And at that point, you are finishing this fight out in 125 hits. So 165 to 125, 40 hits less. Fairly significant reduction in the hit count and also the speed. This fight was 2 minutes and 40 seconds or so. And this other fight, the first fight, was like 4 minutes something, because you were playing a lot slower because you had to brew the potions. And now the update is here. And with that, we're going to be going in with Diablo with no synergy. So this is post-update. This is the first fight, and as you can see, I only have 6 of those elixirs things active. But we're going to get to 8 later on anyways. But one thing that immediately popped out to me is Diablo heals like crazy now. He is going to be so sustainable. That healing alone makes me want to rank up Diablo. Because for entire fight, you just get a ton of heal. You really do. And that healing is wonderful. Now, the problem with poisons, though, especially with him unsynergized, is that your level 1 pauses them, level 2 reapplies them, but in natural organic circumstances, there's nothing you can really do in between. And since both of those mechanics require you to consume power, you're not really able to keep stacking them infinitely. Not properly, anyways. The only way you can keep on stacking them up properly is if you spam level 1 like crazy and keep refreshing, but then you have to play like super aggressive. And in some fights it will be possible, but in this type of fight where Winter Soldier has long special attack, it's not really probable. And you also kind of have to decide how you want to play. Now, I'm not saying this is a perfect playstyle. I suspect it definitely isn't. I suspect the most important thing for Diablo is definitely going to be the speed itself, and adding new poisons is kind of secondary. But that being said, we can see that I have taken a couple of hits. I have dropped special attacks and all that other stuff, and I'm still at 90-something% health. That's one. Now, his level 2 can do a ton of damage in some select circumstances, but I don't think Diablo is going to be like uber huge damage dealer. I don't think it's going to be as viable to try and super stack his poisons like it is, for instance, I don't know, Crossbones, his Furies. Even with Crossbones, it's quite finicky. I think with Diablo, it might even be harder, potentially, unless, again, you manage to be super aggressive. And as I said, this video largely focuses on damage, not the utilities, because obviously ability to nullify like crazy, ability to regenerate energy damage, ability to go armor break and stun immune is huge. And then on top of that, obviously consistent access to poison, ability to shut down heal, and everything else that you gain from it, on top of a massive regeneration base, is great. I love it. So this fight is slowly but surely closing to an end. And I'm going to drop my level 2 here. We're going to refresh the poisons. Now I want to get to my level 1 just to pause them. I think that's what I'm trying to do. I'm not entirely sure actually which special strategy is currently best one. But fast forwarding to the end, this fight itself took 3 minutes and like 40 seconds, something like that. So it's quicker than before, pre-synergies, but not as fast as it was before, but it is significantly less hits. However, part of the reason for me dropping significantly less hits was because I was not dropping full combos. I was doing heavy attacks, I was doing medium like mediums, stuff like that. So time-wise, it's slightly faster. Damage per hit is definitely bigger. So we went from 165 to 116 or something. And now we're going to go in with a full synergy team. It is slightly different because now Diablo has new synergies where I used the one that increases the poison potency or duration by 10% and whatever else he had. The one that lets him stun on special attacks, that's thus allowing you to be more aggressive. So this is fully synergized rank 1 6-star unduped Diablo, which is also worth noting that Diablo dupe now gives him more damage, basically. So, let's see how this fight goes and how long it takes. So I do make a mistake somewhere here. That's on purpose. That's definitely on purpose, not an accident, just to showcase his healing capabilities. So here we have 3 poisons. We only had 3 poisons. That's not a great look. However, that stun was super helpful, to be honest, because here I pretty much immediately got to level 2 and then a level 1, and then we pause them, and now we can actually start stacking up more, and that stun mechanic has been quite helpful with that. So you can see that I have like 11 poisons that are ticking for fairly significant amounts of damage there, even as a rank 1 champion. Quite honest, by the looks of it so far, I like Diablo a lot, to a point where I'm probably going to take him at least to rank 2. Mainly due to the fact of how Liquid Courage and Double Edge friendly he is. I think that is absolutely fantastic that we have another champion that just heals like crazy. And still, so let's finish the drop here, and the fight finishes here. Actually, 1 hit less than without synergies. So synergies didn't give him much damage, if any, or more specifically, it actually made the fight about a minute quicker. But I also ended up playing more aggressive. So overall, what do I think about Diablo? His damage is slightly better than it was before. It's not a huge amount. It really isn't, because those numbers again can be shifted up or down depending what combos you drop. However, his viability and realistic use of the character has been totally changed. And I personally believe that we're going to see Diablo quite frequently in stuff like Alliance Quest, in questing situations, and some other places. I do think that this buff is going to be consequential. I think it's going to be significant. And yeah, I am thinking of probably taking him up to rank 2 and doing some more testing, because what I saw so far I did like. Anyways, let me know what you guys think, and yeah, that will be it for now, and I'm gonna catch you guys soon. See ya! Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information